What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
Let's go, bro.
Man, another day, another beautiful day, here, doing what we love to do, which is talk shop, talk ball, talk Steelers ball more importantly. So, me, I'm always enjoying that, man.
Yeah. Good day. Good day to be alive.
That's remind me of Dick LeBeau, man. That's a Dick LeBeau.
Is that what he says?
Every day we come out to practice. All right, man. Great day to be alive.
I got it from Travis Tritt, country song. It's a great day to be alive.
Okay. I like that, man. Respect to that then. So what we got on the docket today, man? We said we got what? Mock draft. We're getting into that. Got some hot topics.
Yeah.
Said we're gonna talk some QB prospects as well, man. So
yeah, we don't have to worry about the QB position. So this is just rankings, just in general for all those other teams.
Right. Can't go wrong with that, right?
No, we got to cover all positions though.
Yeah. See, as y'all can see, we're trying to make sure we got a nice, diverse, planned out show for y'all. For the culture, of course. So, man, without further ado, guess we got to hop right into this thing, baby.
Mock draft
2.0. Got to be 2.0 because we already did 1.0.
Yep.
1.0 was fire, but now it's time for 2.0.
It should be better now. And we got some more information on the Steelers' plans. We re-signed Vince Williams, made a couple other moves. So
game changer, right?
The needs could be a little bit flipped now.
All righty. So we're going to use the PFF draft simulator like we did last time. We feel like that gives us the most realistic set of picks and things along that nature. So without further ado, here we go. And just for contextual purposes, turn down the randomness. We don't want any random activities going on. We want it as realistic as possible. We turned up the positional value need along with, I think it was the value of the player as well. We turned those up slightly just to make sure that teams are utilizing their mind like they would in real life. We don't want any funny business going on here right now. So,
did you press start draft?
I just pressed start. First go off the board was, of course, Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
I guess I'll read off these top 5 quarterbacks as a little foreshadow for later on. Hey. Trevor Lawrence went 1. Zach Wilson went 2 to the Jets. Justin Fields went 3 to the Niners. And then after that, we had Trey Lance go at 8 to the Panthers. And then Mac Jones went at 9 to the Broncos on mine. So, yeah, that's 5 quarterbacks in the top 10 on my list. What did yours do? Anything?
Yeah, same thing. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Jamar Chase, Penei Sewell. Let's see. In top 10, actually, Mac Jones is 9. So you had 5 going in the top 10?
Yeah.
Did Trey Lance go?
Yeah, I had Trey Lance going to Atlanta at no, he went to Carolina at 8.
Okay, he went to hold on, I can't read this right. Okay, he went to Carolina. That's not gonna happen.
Well, with Sam Darnold though.
Man, yeah.
But that was the whole reason why we said initially we didn't like I said I didn't like them picking up Sam Darnold's 5th-year option. Because he's the exact same thing as Dwayne Haskins is for us. He's more of a project piece, more of he's very intriguing. We saw the high pedigree, but we really don't know what you have in him. So that's why for me, it's like I could totally see them still taking a quarterback. But that is why I said it's bad business, though, on their part, because they're going to still be locked in to him as a $20 million backup, not this year, but the following year if he flames out this first year in Carolina.
I got to assume they're not. I'm going to assume they're going to take receiver or something, someone to help Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
but
better take whoever they can take, man.
Yeah, we'll see. Either way, he's going to be gone before we pick at 24. So what team he went to, I don't think that's the biggest issue.
And if you're Carolina, in terms of just them being mocked to take Trey Lance is a very interesting prospect.
Sure.
Because of the top 5 guys, he's probably the biggest question mark in terms of his pro readiness because of the fact that he played at an FCS school. And, I mean, he had 1 game this year. So he's literally, pretty much been out of football for almost a full calendar year now. So it's a lot of things that are going to be surrounding him that could potentially have him fall, or potentially have a team that already has somebody in place saying that, all right, we'll bring him in, let him sit for a year or 2, and then from there give him the keys once we feel like he's comfortable enough at this level. So that's my only thing in terms of why I could still see something like that happening.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah.
So who's your pick?
All right, at pick number 24 for your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Who's available?
Guys on the
running back wise, I guess offensive line, maybe cornerbacks or tight ends.
I was looking at Elijah Moore, the receiver out of Ole Miss. You're not feeling? No, we're not going there. No, for me, this is an easy prospect. I mean, this is an easy pick, man. I'm looking at these tackles right now. We've obviously said that our offensive line was going to be very important. And I'm not going to get here at pick 24 and shy away from that. So with that being the case, I'm actually going to go with Walker Little, the tackle out of Stanford.
Whoa.
Yeah. A little surprise, right? He wasn't even on my top 5 list.
Is Tevin Jenkins on your board?
Tevin is still available.
He's on my board.
He's still available.
So what's your reasoning? I got to hear this.
Because
you were high on Jenkins.
I'm very high on Jenkins.
But you must be high on Little.
I am high on Little as well,
what are you saying?
Man. Well, the thing is, they're both very fundamentally sound. Obviously, with Tevin, he has the nastiness, and that is awesome. But for me, it's just more so, I think that overall, you can make the case that Walker is, no pun intended, could be a little bit just better. You know what I mean? But the thing that I always said that I liked about Tevin was just the nastiness and how the nastiness can make up for some of the other limitations. Now, I don't think that Walker is going to be in the conversation of Panay and Rashawn and those guys, but he's definitely, you can make a case for him in that 4th, 5th, 6th tackle range. And literally, that's kind of where I had him at. But new information, it just happens like this sometimes. He's available. That's what I wanted to go with today.
Okay, so I'm looking at the board, and I think I'm with you because running back, they have the running backs ranked pretty low again. Mm-hmm. Harris at 65, Williams at 53, Etienne at 66, Carter even at 89. So I might even skip out on a running back in round 2, depending on how things play out. Just might make things a little interesting.
I'm gonna ask the chat too, man. Who would they take it in the 2nd round, right? Jeez.
And then let me look, just double check on the tight ends. Dude from Penn State's still there. Tommy Tremble. What's another need? Cornerback, kind of. You want to talk yourself into that. Asante Samuel's still there. Holland, Aaron Robinson, they're all still there. And then
a lot of people still out there.
I'll check the inside offensive line too. Landon Dickerson, Creed Humphrey, Wyatt Davis.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go Tevin Jenkins. I'm gonna go Tevin Jenkins. You went offensive tackle. I'm gonna go offensive tackle too. Just
I like it.
Little switch up in the players. That's
all. Okay. A funny thing, I don't know what I just clicked on my computer. Definitely. Oh, I got it back now. I thought I lost my draft. I was about to cry. I was like, no, don't do this to me today. Technology tripping. But anywho, all right. So back to what I said I was about to do while you were talking. I said I was going to ask the chat, since we already said who we're going with at number 1. I'm going to ask them who they like at number 2. You know what I mean? Who we liking at 55? Sure.
Let me see who. I hit start on mine.
Me too.
I'll hold up on. Oh, you already did? You want me to name some of the guys that went in mine?
Let's do it, man. Talk about it. Here we go.
Zaven Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Sante Samuel Jr. Alex Leatherwood.
Oh, yeah. Samuel Cosme went as well.
Harris
is gone.
Whoa.
He went at 45, right? Where did he go on yours? He went to the Jags on mine.
He went at 40.
Ooh, at 40?
Etienne's gone at 52 for me too.
See,
Chicago.
Ooh.
Landon Dickerson. So
on mine.
Wow.
On mine, Najee went at 45 to Jacksonville. Etienne goes at 50 to the Dolphins. But this is perfect for what I want, because that means Javonte Williams is sitting here for me available at 55. And that is the back that I am taking right now.
Not even a question. Not even a
question. I knew I wanted to get a running back. I knew I wanted to get an offensive lineman. I've addressed both of those with high quality prospects in rounds 1 and 2. I like my situation right now, man.
All right, so here is who is also available for mine.
Mm-hmm.
Jamin Davis. We talked about him. Jabril Cox. Quinn, this dude from Wisconsin. How am I supposed to pronounce his last name?
I'm doing. We get me
Miners. I think that's it.
We're just gonna roll with that.
Creed Humphrey, center, still there. So we got some names, but you're right.
Names. Yeah.
On my board, I also have Javonte Williams.
And we got one of the prospects we talked about, one of the linebackers, Jamin Davis, Mr. 4-4 out of Kentucky. He's still on the board as well right now.
I know. I'm looking at his ranking on here. It's 41.
Yeah.
But randomly, his ADP is 100. So he might be available in the 4th round. So I might be able to get a steal with him later on.
I'm fingers crossed. That's kind of what I'm playing on right here.
So we'll pass on him. And I'm with you. I'll go with Javonte Williams.
Okay.
Since he's still here, you saw me going back and forth about between him and Harris for my number 1 pick. So I'm not against this at all. if we're gonna get him in the second round.
Okay.
So I'm with you there.
All right. So let's see. I asked the chat what they would do at 55. Let's see who they've said thus far. All right. Douglas Souza says he would go Javonte at 55. Bro High. Shout out to Bro High. I like the name, by the way. He says any of the top 3 centers. He would take them at 55. Vikesh said he would go Joe Tryon, the edge rusher out of Washington. Yep, he would go with him in the second round. Michael Davis also, he says Quinn, I'm not going to do it. Humphrey or Dickerson in the second round. I thought about it, nah. And then let's see, Dylan Smith says running back, baby. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I like it. And then shout out to Bad Itch. Says take the punt out of JMU. You know what? I second that always. Anytime you can get a JMU person, I'm down for it. Just throwing that out there. But I like it. All right. Okay. So you went with you said you went with Javonte, right?
Yeah.
And I went with Javonte as well. So now I'm sitting here with our third round pick number 87. And guys that are on the board thus far, still Jamin Davis.
Yep.
Got the safety Jamar Johnson out of University of Indiana. Kelvin Joseph, the cornerback out of Kentucky, is available. Kendrick Green, guard out of Illinois, is available to me. Let's see who else, man. Michael Carter, the other running back from UNC, is available. Should I get the tandem?
You might need to.
Mean, you never know. Tommy Tremble, the tight end out of Notre Dame, is still available.
Yeah.
And Trey Brown, the cornerback out of Oklahoma, is available. So we got some options here. So for me, I went tackle at 1. I went running back at 2. For me, I'm going to double down. No, actually, I'm going to take a chance here. I'll take a chance here. I think I can get Jamin Davis later.
That's what I'm thinking too.
So now I'm torn between Kelvin Joseph, Kendrick Green, and Tay Gowan. So 2 of these guys are corners. Obviously, the other guy's a guard. And when I'm thinking of the new needs for the team right now, I'm kind of torn between those, right? I'm thinking to myself, well, you have Dotson and DeCastro. Those are our slated starters, and I'm completely fine with that. Also asking myself, how many more years do I anticipate DeCastro still being here if that is going to be the case, right? Or do I just want to have a little bit of a higher end guy that can bounce between those guys if anything happens? So that's the one element. But then the second side is like at corner, how confident am I in Justin Lane, James Pierre, and Anthony Brooks, right? Or excuse me, Antoine Brooks. This is all these names running together, right?
Yeah.
Antoine Brooks. He's the other guy, right? Because all 3 of those guys bring something unique to the table from a coverage standpoint, either playing outside or that slot corner. But how confident am I in those guys? Because especially with only one of those guys being a quote-unquote high pedigree guy, right, in terms of Justin Lane. So with that being said, I think I shall go corner here. I'm going to go with Kelvin Joseph out of Kentucky at pick 87.
Okay.
I like the guys. I'm not in love with those other corners. So at least let me get another high-end piece in here to compete, shake it up a little bit, and let the best man come out of that for that third cornerback spot.
Definitely. So I'm torn. I'm just trying to play chess here with the PFF simulator because I want to go Tommy Tremble. But I'm looking at the ADP.
Yeah.
They got him at 140. Mm-hmm. With Davis, they got him at 100.
Okay.
I'm trying to get both. Ooh. I mean, if it was just in a vacuum, I'm taking Tremble, I think.
I think so as well. I would.
But I think I could finagle this to where I get Jamin Davis and Tremble. So let's just see if Tremble's there.
Let's see that. I'm rolling the dice as well. I'm like, I can get these guys later. I can get them later.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm taking Jamin Davis. I would take Tommy Tremble, but I'm looking at this board. I think he's gonna be there in round 4.
I will say this:
and my draft's gonna be stacked.
A lot of people in the chat, they have been saying that they like Tremble a lot. They said that he can block really well, and they feel like we need a blocking tight end. They feel like that's a very underrated need for us.
Dude, he's athletic as hell, though.
He is. He definitely is, man.
He looks like he could actually be a really good all-around tight end. He's only 20 years old.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was catching everything that was thrown to him. He's able to beat defenders, be a mismatch.
Yeah.
He reminds me, they line him up sometimes at the fullback position. Mm-hmm. He almost reminded me of Rosie a little bit with his tenacity. Okay. But he's a little bit more athletic than Rosie, too.
Okay.
So I really like Tommy Tremble.
What you doing there?
You like that analysis?
I like that. I see you.
Just watching some highlights here and there. All right, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going Jamin Davis.
Okay.
I want to take Tommy Tremble, but I think I could really stack my draft
I
board
like
here
that.
and my picks by doing this.
That's
So
clean.
let's see what happens, dude.
All right.
I got to get to Jamin Davis, though.
So I can show you what happened on mine. I just did mine, right? So
Okay, hold on. I drafted Davis.
Uh-huh.
So we got a potential predecessor at
Yeah.
inside linebacker then. Him
Very
and Devin
true.
Bush for the future. That's kind of my thinking with it.
Okay.
Extremely athletic too. We've talked about this. Just imagining that combo, him and Devin Bush, maybe 2 or 3 years could be crazy.
Very true.
Oh shit.
All right, so on my board, Jamin Davis just went off at 124, but Tommy Tremble is available to me. So I'm good on my side. And Kendrick Green, the guard, is available to me as well. Yeah, I got a lot of options here as well, man. But for me, this is simple. Obviously, Trey Brown, the corner, is still available also. But yeah, for me, man, I'm going Tommy Tremble here. This don't take a lot from me at 128, baby. Where you rolling? This got to be. Is he available on your board?
He's available?
He's got to be available on yours, right?
He is.
He should be.
Good.
There we go.
I'm good. My draft's looking stacked right now.
There we go.
My draft is definitely looking stacked. So I got Tommy Tremble in the 4th round. Somehow Jamin Davis in the 3rd round. Some people are projecting him as a 1st-round pick. So I'm getting value everywhere, dude.
I like it, man. See, for me, as much as, like I said, I like Jamin, the 4-4, but not playing at 4-4, I would rather just wait to get me somebody that's going to play that speed. That was more my thought process.
And you're thinking
with it,
too,
man.
Actually, I think it's really good. Bring another cornerback, throw them in the mix.
Got to,
3rd
man.
rounder, you're going to get some talent there.
Well, I just feel like right now, at the inside linebacker spot, if the worst thing that happens is it's a combination of Vince, Robert Spillane, and Devin Bush, I can live with that. I'm fine with that. I don't know if I'm as confident in the combination of James Pierre, Justin Lane, and Antoine Brooks just yet. Now, they flashed. They've shown some positive things in their game, but of all 3 of those guys, none of them have an extensive, sheet of play of productivity and making plays on the field or just in-game experience. So that's the part where I'm just like, I don't want to have those guys out there, or at least, I want them to compete and have to earn it. And just throw me another guy in the mix. Just give me another high-end guy so that way no bias is in there. There's nothing that can, sway him. Well, this is a draft pick versus this not being a draft pick. Because a lot of that does play into these decisions. Well, we invested this in this player. All right, well, we want to give him the opportunity first. Let's get rid of that. If we bring in another corner that was a draft pick, now we don't have to worry about that. Now it's a complete level playing field. Let the best man win. And I think that helps us the most.
Definitely. That's fair.
All right, so now I'm at my
140.
second 4th round pick. Now, just some of the guys who've been off the board thus far. Obviously, Tommy Tremble, we just took him. Kendrick Green, the guard, though, he's off. He went to Seattle at 129. Let's see if there's any one of our names that we've talked about. Yeah, Brady Christensen, he went to Dallas earlier in the 4th. Yeah. Okay. So, sitting on the board to me right now, we have got Bobby Brown, the 3rd D lineman out of Texas A&M. Got Benjamin St. Juste, or Justi? I don't know how you say his last name. Yep. But that's the corner out of Minnesota. Khalil Herbert, the running back out of Virginia Tech, is available. Trey Brown, the cornerback out of Oklahoma, is still available. Robert Hainsley, tackle out of Notre Dame, is available to me. Justin Hilliard, linebacker out of Ohio State. Man, I got a lot of options here. I really don't.
We have the same exact board.
We do right now?
Yeah, I got the same guys in like the top 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn right now because I really don't have a pressing need that I feel like I have to go right here, right? I said,
should we
already got a tackle.
Should we look center, or are we good with like the competition we already have?
So this is my thing. As much as I want to look center, I don't want to reach for a center, if that makes sense. And I'm trying to see
they might be all available in the 5th.
So the next highest rated center is Drew Dahlman out of Stanford.
I don't think I have him. I
have him available at 140. He's ranked 146, ADP of 216. So I'm really not.
I have Dahlman. I have Dahlman, Drake Jackson, and Manet.
And for me, my thing is, any of those guys, do I think that they're a day one upgrade over J.C. Hassenauer or B.J. Finney at this point in the draft?
Yeah, so we're just rolling with one of those two then.
Right. Like
if you don't pick them in the 2nd round, like if Dickerson's
second or
not
third
there or
round,
something,
right.
you're just gonna have to bite the bullet then, I guess.
But I'm still fine with that, knowing that it's Dotson and DeCastro, and I've already upgraded my tackle spot, right?
Yeah.
By drafting that tackle in the first round. So now, if that's my only weakness, I'm still confident in their level because
maybe
I know
Hassenauer, maybe Hassenauer could have some upside.
Well, because the thing is this, and this is, it's no knock on JC or BJ. I think both of those guys' floors are very similar, and I think their ceilings are very similar. I think they're just gonna always be good players, never gonna be great, never all pro, but just high quality, good players that you need to either start for you at times or get you out of a bind coming off the bench. But I don't think either of them are your franchise centers or franchise guard that you're going to pay crazy money and they're going to be the guy for the next 2 to 3 years. I look at both of those guys as, all right, we need you to get it done this year. The combination of you two guys, I'm confident y'all can get it done with high-end pieces around y'all. And that's kind of my approach with it when it comes to the center position.
I guess with JC, he may have a little bit more upside just because he's younger. BJ Finney up to this point, we already know what he is. Mm-hmm. But with JC, you're right. They may be very similar players, but who knows how he develops.
Yeah.
Because some people are high on him a little bit, right?
Still a nation.
But I'll go with your word on it that, maybe he doesn't have the highest upside. I'll go with your word, but
we
he's young.
Still a nation does. We know this. If JC was on Baltimore right now and they say he was slated to be the starter, would you be talking about high upside? Would you be talking about, man, I think this guy could be really good? You'd be saying,
you know what? I'm not going to say.
I'm not worried about who this JC guy is. Tua's going to kill him. Cam's going to kill him. Tyson's going to murder him. That's what you would be thinking.
Maybe I did say high upside. I don't mean it in that way. Maybe just a little more upside than BJ. Just as a quality starter in the NFL, could he maybe last 5 or 6 years?
If you, like I said, I said my piece. How I feel about
it. I know. I think I'm just looking at that silver lining with his age. That's it, man. Maybe he could beat out BJ. Maybe.
Either way, I just feel like you could just change the numbers, change the name, and call him whoever you want to call him, but it's going to be pretty much identical. That's how I feel about him.
All right, that's fair.
But like I said, it's not a knock. They're good players, though. That's the thing. Like, people just assume that for you to be a good player in this league, you got to be an all-pro or you have to be a Pro Bowl. That's not the case. Like, you can be a good player, a quality player, a second and third contract guy, and never make a Pro Bowl, never be an all-pro, but just be a good player that you need. These are glue guys. Those type of guys that just keep stuff together. So that's why I'm just like, either way, I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah, if one of them is our worst player on offense, but we just drafted Tommy Tremble, we drafted a running back, we drafted an offensive tackle, and we got our receivers in Big Ben, that's pretty damn good offense.
I agree.
You know, if that's our worst thing, we could live with it.
Now I'm torn because, like I said, man, back to this draft board, I like Bobby Brown. Number one, I like his name. But number two, I like his game. Okay? But I'm like, do I need another interior D lineman?
Nah.
We're kind of stacked. But it also depends on, like, all right, well, how do we look at Tua? How do we look at Tyson and things like that in terms of just the future, right? Because this is the 4th round pick. Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about a 4th round pick coming in and being a starter this year. I look at 4th round picks the same way I looked at Dotson a year ago, right? You come in when your number's called, produce. But I don't need you to start 17 games right now. Mm-hmm. So with Bobby, I'm like, do I want to throw him in that mix as well? But I do feel like it's crowded in there. Obviously, you got Bugs, you got Davis. Like I said, you got Tyson, you got Cam too. I mean, it's a ton of bodies in that interior part of the D line. So with that being said, I'm not satisfied in the secondary. I'm drafting a corner again. Give me Trey Brown out of Oklahoma.
Whoa.
I want to upgrade my secondary. I'm confident in my offense right now. My biggest question mark for me as it pertains to the roster is just, that third corner spot. And I need to find out who we have there. I need to upgrade it. I want to make sure the best of the best is coming out of there. That's how I feel about it.
You ever click on this show more next to these guys' names?
I do, but then you have to get the membership, and I'm not.
No, what? Look, I don't have it. They're giving me some
updated
stuff.
More. Okay.
Look, they got a little summary here, but what I could tell you about Trey Brown, 5'9", 185, little replacement for Mike Hilton or something like that. It says he's a physical corner, so
I like it.
It's looking like a good pick.
I'm with it, man.
I'm going to go with the dude just above him, though, ranked 90.
Okay.
Benjamin St. What did we say? St.
Just.
But yeah, I'm going cornerback too. Now his summary. This could be him and Pierre Island. We got St. Just on one side. Like that sounds like an island name, right?
Yeah, like we're in St. Thomas or somewhere like that. Absolutely.
St. Just on one side, and then Pierre Island, obviously, that's on the other side.
Pierre has this whole island now? I didn't know it was Pierre Island. When did this become a thing?
Dude, once someone started showing those highlights from the Browns game,
Pierre Island. now.
I tweeted it out.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Pierre
Here's what they're
Island.
saying though: 6'3", 205, made a name for himself in the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
1-on-ones, highest grade of any corner in attendance. So he's drafted. He's on the squad.
Okay.
It could be just island mania in our defense.
Hey,
just islands everywhere.
Hey, you get an island. You get an island. Palm trees for you, me, and you. I'm gonna just be over there in the sand with my feet up with one of them drinks with the umbrella in it. You know, the little colorful ones you shake up with the little straw. That's all I want to do.
That's what our sidelines are gonna look like at Hines, just because there's so many islands.
Everybody has an island out here, man. Oh man, I like it. All right, so you went with St. Just, or however you say his name. I went with Trey Brown, and now I'm sitting here at 216.
Patrick Jones is still available, man.
Let me see, is he available on mine?
204 is his rank for me.
Yeah, he's available then. Yep, he's available. Was it Michael Manet? He's available. Drew Dahlman, center. Oh,
who you thinking?
Do I do it?
Who you eyeing up?
If I do this, that means I've lost confidence in one of these guys. One of these guys has to get going. They voted off the island.
Another cornerback?
No, I'm looking at the running back room right now, man. Ramondre Stevenson is available.
He's still there.
And you know I was very high on him.
Wait, is Kylan Hill available for me?
Oh, man. But if I do this...
Damn, Kylan Hill's gone.
Because, see, this is the thing. When we get to this point in the draft, right, in the 6th round, and there's no knock against 6th rounders. You know, obviously I'm a 6th rounder. You don't expect these guys to even make the roster. With these guys, it's like you hope that, you know, they can surprise somebody and do something. But it's more so competition. It's more so to either light a fire under somebody or this guy's going to take somebody's spot. And if I do that with, like I said, I've already drafted Javonte. So that's one spot. One spot's gone. McFarland was drafted a year ago, 4th round. All right. He's still got to be in the mix. Or we would assume he's still in the mix. And then you got Benny Snell as well, right? But if I bring Ramondre in.
We already picked you picked Javonte too, right?
Yeah. Okay. That's my thing. So now Kalen Balazs, Jalen Samuels.
I mean, you just made preseason really interesting though.
It's super interesting, right? But it's very crowded right now if I go that route. Or do I take Drew Dahlman to bring some more competition to the center spot?
Right.
But the part is, the reason why I do kind of like Ramondre a little bit more, or potentially taking one of these edge guys, right? I know
Manet will probably be there next round.
Yeah.
If you want to go center. His rank's a little bit lower than Dahlman, though, by 50 spots.
The other side of me, I'm thinking linebacker as well, because even though you're not going to be my starter, you give me special teams value as well. Going heavy old lineman, I'm not getting a lot of special teams value out of these guys. They're not covering kicks. They're not blocking punts. They're not doing any of that. So, jeez, do I want to do that? Or I could go with the cat Janarius. Yeah, that's his name, Janarius Robinson. Could go with him. Decisions.
This is what happens sometimes. The 6th
and
7th round
picks
that's the
are
harder than the 1st and 2nd.
That's definitely the problem, man. Oh, gosh. You know what?
Because you're thinking, am I passing up on the next like AB? Am I passing up on the next stud late in the draft?
You know what? I'm going to go. I really don't know where I want to go. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm just gonna go with Isaiah McDuffie, linebacker out of Boston College. Okay. Can never have. When in doubt, go linebacker, ladies and gentlemen. When in doubt, go linebacker. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna go.
Just to let everyone know too, Kylan Hill went to the Chiefs on mine. So unfortunately, the Chiefs just got the next Arian Foster, so I'm kind of pissed off. I'm just gonna go Dahlman, dude. For all the reasons you were thinking center.
Yeah.
I didn't draft one yet, but this is just another guy to throw in the mix. I think I've addressed kind of all the other needs up to this point. So now it's just playing with house money. Center's the next thing. So I'm going to go with Dahlman. PFF has him ranked as the 4th best center. So I'm feeling good about this.
I like it.
He might be starting this year. 6th round.
I like how they say 4th best center. You're just like, well, where's the first ranked center ranked at? Oh, he average. All right.
It has to be Dickerson. He went 2nd round. Yeah. So yeah, I guess there's a little bit of a leeway there.
It is. Man, actually, it's a funny thing. I just checked back into the chat. We were talking about that running back thing with Ramondre Stevenson and Benny Snell. Travis asked, what's the difference between Stevenson and Benny Snell? Do you feel there's a difference between those two guys?
Stevenson looks like he's a little smoother in his running style.
Yeah.
Snell's a little bit more of a bruiser. I think that's the difference. And it looks like maybe Stevenson's a little bit better of a pass catcher.
Yeah.
Those are kind of my takeaways.
And I think it's a size difference too between Ramadre versus Benny. Obviously, Ramadre is just a bigger person.
Snell's a little more cut, at least in his second year last year.
Right. Yeah, because he definitely leaned out. See, if Ramadre could get the leaned out program, I would love Ramadre. I think that he could be special. But that's always the coin flip, right? Is he going to have the body transformation, or is he just going to stay that size? And then from there, it's like, I don't really like it the same to that level. But to me, the biggest difference between Ramadre versus Benny, what you said, man, I think that Ramadre just has a more natural feel of making defenders miss, whereas Benny looks like he's more so trying to invite that contact versus necessarily trying to make these guys miss at the pro level. We know at the collegiate level is a little bit different, but at the pro level, it just seems like Benny is more inviting of the contact, whereas Ramadre has just a smoother, like I said, I compared him to Fred Jackson for a reason. Even though they're bigger body guys and they do deliver punishing blows, they aren't just looking to run people over. They're trying to make guys miss. They're a smoother runner. So to me, I think that's probably why I would give the slight edge to Ramadre, but he still be young. And that's the thing, whereas Benny has already been in the league. So if we're talking in 2021, who's the better back? I think it'll be Benny. But if we're talking the next 2 to 3 years after that, I'm probably leaning more Ramadre if he can, drop the weight.
I would have been really interested to see how Benny Snell's season would have ended up if he didn't fumble in that Denver game.
I would,
you know what I mean? Like, if he would have been the number one back,
that changed everything, man.
He would have gotten all of Connor's carries early on.
Those two fumbles hurt him, Denver and the Giants game.
And Connor had some really good games early on. So if those were going all to Snell, who knows where his confidence would have been. We saw what he did in the Bengals game whenever our running game was basically shit for like 3 or 4 weeks before that. I'm curious about that. I'm curious.
It's one of them things, man. We hate it because
we'll
never
is
know.
One play to just
it
alter
changed
your
everything,
career.
Though. You look at how he looked in that Giants game. What did we talk about? We said, this is RB1.
Yep. As soon as we came in,
we both did.
You know what? This is it. I don't got to worry about it.
And that was even with the fumble.
Yeah, I didn't even care about it.
Juju recovered the ball. No harm, no foul. We're good to go. And then it was just like, he did it again. And that was the part where it's like, all right.
In the Denver game where we had that game locked up, actually. That was like 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We were driving, almost in their territory.
And then you do it. You're just like, bro, you can't have those. Can't have those. So.
Yeah, we're going to draft a running back early, though. So
we are.
He's probably not going to get another chance.
Yeah. Barring somebody's injury or showing up out of shape, because that is something that you have to worry about. Not saying that any of these backs are going to show up out of shape, but the reality is, with the offseason happening the way it is right now, with the players having that soft strike, right? We're not going to come to OTAs and stuff like that. That is more damning on these younger players. These guys who are coming out of a pandemic collegiate year where it was already not normal, right? Some of these guys played 5 games. JMU, for example, we're playing in the spring right now. We just played our 4th game, and now it's time for the playoffs. Like, it's crazy. And we're like, bro, are you for real? 4 games?
Did they extend the playoffs?
No. They shortened the playoffs. That was the crazy part. And we almost weren't even eligible. We're the number one team in the nation. We almost weren't eligible because we've had 2 games postponed because of COVID. We only had an 8-game schedule. So it was just like, all right, 2 of these postponed. They canceled this one, canceled that. And it's like, we need to get somebody scheduled. We weren't even supposed to play this weekend. We just called up Richmond like, yo, y'all trying to run? All right, let's get a game in real quick. It was that type of atmosphere. It was crazy. It was nuts, man. But we got the job done. We got our 4th win, qualified. We're good for the playoffs. But just think about, okay, not a lot of ball. And then if you were on a bad team, you probably got knocked out early the year prior to that, right? It wasn't like you were playing into January in the big bowls. You weren't doing that. So some of these guys haven't played a lot lately. And now you're talking about coming into an offseason where you're not even going to have your veterans there. Depending on, they might even call the young guys and say, look, man, rookies, y'all don't have a say in this. Y'all just not showing up. Like, that could be the case. So now you're looking at these guys not coming into a training camp with everything that we just talked about. That makes me even more nervous about these younger guys, man. So just, think about all of that. These are the factors in terms of why, with any of these rookies right now, man, it's going to be hit or miss. And that's why, for me, bringing it full circle, why I said I would go Benny Snell in terms of who I think is better running back next year. Benny Snell over Ramadre. Long answer. That's why.
Sure, but it looks like we're going to take Harris, dude.
Yeah. We'll see, man.
Well, we'll see. But if I had to bet money,
we'll see, man.
Oh, you got some inside scoop?
No, I'm just saying we'll see. Yeah. Because it's the thing, like
I just think we're gonna take running back, like based off our boards too. We think it's smarter to maybe wait till the second or third, but it just seems like we're gonna take him first round.
See, I don't feel like that's the narrative. I think media wise they put that out there for everyone, but I don't feel like organization feels like that.
Okay.
I don't. I mean, think about when has the organization said anything to make you feel like they're 100% going running back? In fact, they didn't even show up to the back that you talk about taking. They didn't even show up to his workout. Think about that. They talked to him. I mean, it was cool. They got the Zoom. Everybody was there. But they was like, man, I'm not flying down there to Alabama to see you run the 40. You ain't even run the 40. I ain't coming down there for that. That's all I'm saying, man.
I just buy into the hype, dude. You know me.
I know, man. But either way, I laugh at it because it's going to be good either way. Either he's going to be a beast and we get to talk him up, or he's going to play bad and we get to talk about why you don't take running backs at pick 24.
Sure.
So either way, man.
Yeah, I don't think we should.
No.
But I'm going to be amped up. I'm not going to lie. I've said this multiple times, but what do we got next? Yeah. I'm in the 7th round.
I'm in the 7th as well, man. I'm at pick 245 right now. The first of our 7th round picks. And still on the board is Michael Manet, Jamar Jefferson, the running back out of Oregon State, Derek Forrest, the safety out of Cincinnati is available, Buddy Johnson, Taron Jackson, the edge out of Coastal Carolina. Was it Raymond Johnson III? Put some respect on his name. The edge out of Georgia Southern. Let's see who else. We got any tight ends? Matt Bushman, Tony Polshin. I think that's how you say his last name. I'll just add to the edge room. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with Taron Jackson out of Coastal Carolina. I like him a little bit. Always intrigued by these type of guys right here, man. Not the biggest of schools, but just get after it. Get after it, man.
I've heard people talk highly about Larry Roundtree III out of Missouri. So another halfback. I'm kind of like you. Just throw another halfback in the mix.
Put the competition in there, man.
So that's what I'm going to be going with here. Do we have one more pick?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
We got one more at 254.
Okay.
Let's see.
Manet's still available on my board, so we'll have 3 centers going into this. Trey McKitty.
Oh, man.
Tight end.
Tristan Hogue.
I'm good on Tommy Tremble, though, man. I don't got to worry about another tight end.
I'm good. I could go for the feel-good story. Go with Jimmy Morisi, the center out of Pitt. Could go there, right?
Yeah, where's he at?
He's at 267.
I'll do that.
For nostalgia, right? Could do that, or not the nostalgia, but just for the hometown connection.
Yeah.
One Pitt player leaves in terms of James Conner, we just get the next Pitt player to come in here, man. Got to keep the local market, feeling attached. We could go there.
I might do that. Yeah, Pitt over Penn State. Manet's the higher center.
Pitt over Penn State.
I went to Pitt, so I'm doing that.
Oh, man.
Good call.
What do I want to do for my last pick?
They gave me a C+ on my Jamin Davis pick. Jeez.
Because you reach for him, bro. You can't reach. Got that boy. You got 3rd round, right?
Dude, I swear he's supposed to go first round.
You reaching for that man.
No, bro. PFF's off
on this. Man. All right, let me just pick somebody. All right, who I want to go with? I don't even know what I want right here, man. When in doubt, go with D lineman from Texas, I guess. So I'm going with Taquan Graham, the D lineman out of Texas, just because I don't know who else to pick at that part of the draft. Let's see what I got for my grade. I got a B for my grade.
I got an overall B.
Yeah. I got an overall B. Let's see. Walker Little, I got an A- for.
Yeah.
Javonte, I got an A-. Kelvin Joseph in the 3rd round, I got a C+. Tommy Tremble, 128 is an A-. And then I got C+ for the rest on.
Roundtree gave me an A- on.
Ooh, yeah. Clean.
But yeah, overall B, same grades though. First 2 picks A-, 4th one A-, everything else C+ outside of Roundtree. I'll take it. I feel good about this draft, actually.
All right. We got to ask people. I'm going to ask people in the chat how they rate our draft real quick, man. There we go. So I'll say my names again, and then you'll say yours, and we'll go from there for them to rate it. All right. So for me, at pick 24, I went with Walker Little. At 55 in the 2nd round, I went with Javonte Williams. In the 3rd round, I went with Kelvin Joseph, the corner out of Kentucky. My first 4th round pick, I went with Tommy Tremble. My second 4th round pick, I went with Trey Brown, the cornerback out of Oklahoma. Then from there at 216, I went with Isaiah McDuffie, the linebacker out of Boston College. At 245, I went with Taron Jackson, the edge rusher out of Coastal Carolina. And then at 254, to wrap up my picks, I went with Taquan Graham, D lineman out of Texas. All right, and now you rock yours real quick.
1st round, Tevin Jenkins. 2nd round, Javonte Williams. 3rd round, Jamin Davis. 4th round, Tommy Tremble. I guess should I be saying the positions? You guys know the positions for all those guys. 140 cornerback Benjamin St. Juice. 216 pick 216 Drew Dahlman, center out of Stanford. Pick 245 Larry Roundtree III, halfback out of Missouri, and then pick 254 last pick Jimmy Morisi, center Pittsburgh.
Hail to Pitt.
Hail to Pitt. That's right.
I like it. All right, and so far it's looking like, let's see, Fonny Boy said B+ for us. Vikesh gives me a B-, gives you a B+ though. All right, shout out. Thomas Griffin said B, I'm assuming for both. Rod Dallas said C+. All right, that was probably for you. I'm gonna throw that your way. I didn't want that grade.
Understood.
Biggie Cheese 187 says B+, A- for both of us. Thomas Griffin gives you a B+. Gabriel gives me a B+, you a B.
Oh, come on, man.
But hold on. Cole Fitzsimmons, and Cole's always tuning in, shout out,
Yeah.
says, I got to go with Deke's draft, but I think Moats is more realistic.
Sure. I don't think Jamin Davis is going to be in the third round, so.
I can dig that.
I agree.
All right, and then, let's see. Jessica says, she gives me an A, shout out to Jessica, and she gives you a B, and she said because you didn't address edge. They get your edge rusher in there, man.
That's fair. Yeah, we don't really have any depth. That's fair.
Don't. Yeah, because Ola just signed with Tennessee. Right now, the 3 edges we have is TJ, Alex, and was it Cassius Marsh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we bring in someone else?
I
think we did sign someone else.
Yeah.
Kind of like the
you're right.
Matthew Sexton
you're
signing.
Absolutely right.
You're just not expecting much, but at this point, he might be the 4th player on our depth chart.
You're absolutely right, man. We will see, man. We will see, but I like that right there. That was fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to the mock draft today, man.
That was fun.
All right, now you ready for topic number 2, man?
Yeah, what do we got?
All right, man. Now we got to talk about some more Steelers-related news, man. Directly relating to us. Left tackle Al Villanueva is scheduled to visit the Baltimore Ravens sometime this week, man. Just initial thoughts on that, baby.
Part of me is a little sad. Well, it's not a done deal, but let's say if he signs, part of me is a little sad just because I would like for him to come back if it was on the cheap, just for depth purposes. And, if you want to compare him to any of these tackles that we might be drafting, it might be close, right? So that would be another need that we wouldn't really have to address in the draft. It would just be playing with house money.
Right.
At the same time, dude, there were moments last year where you're just thinking, I think Al's washed up a little bit. And then especially if he's going to the Ravens, he's more of a pass protector. Their offense is running game. So I don't know if it's going to completely make sense for them.
Yeah, and they obviously have their franchise $100 million left tackle. So is Al going to be moving to right tackle? Which could happen, though, because remember what we said, their right tackle, once Stanley went down, he bumped to left tackle, played well, and then he said, I don't want to go back to right tackle because he wants to get paid left tackle money. So it would make sense if that were going to be the case.
Okay.
Now, I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know if that's kind of how they're talking about it, but that's kind of what I would assume, unless I was going strictly to be a depth tackle, because he's not going to start over Ronnie Stanley. Like, it's not happening. You know what I mean?
So then that makes you question. I mean, if he signs with them for like $2 or $3 million, maybe as a depth tackle or something, why not come back to Pittsburgh? But maybe if you're going to be a depth player, you don't come back to the spot that you were the starter.
That would be hard.
Yeah, that would be the best
hard.
look.
That would be hard.
Yeah, he'll be competing
and
with
he wasn't
Zach
like
Banner.
A fringe starter. He was like the starter.
Yeah, Pro Bowler.
That'd be hard.
So I can kind of understand that then. But if he was given... Yeah, I could see us just moving on, though. It seems like we're willing to move on, give Zach Banner a try, maybe draft a guy in the 1st or 2nd round. So it kind of sucks, but at the same time, I don't think it's really going to hurt us with, the Steelers versus Ravens rivalry or anything like that.
No, man, I share a similar sentiment. As a whole, I think that he still can get the job done. I think he's definitely a better pass blocker than he is run blocker. I think that was very evident this year. But in terms of any of these guys that are available to us at 24 or later in the draft, do we view them as slightly better, a lot better, or we thinking that Al is still going to be better than those guys? Because that is kind of how I decide on the impact of Al being gone. I personally think that if it's Walker Little, if it's Tevin Jenkins, if it's one of the top 5 or 6 tackles, then we're good.
Okay.
I think if we don't get one of those top guys, now it could be a little bit more of an issue, because when we start to get out of that group, I don't think that those other guys are just going to come in and be day one better than Al. Even though, like I said, with Al in Pittsburgh, our perception of him is different because we saw him at his best. We saw him when he was going to Pro Bowls. We saw him when he was a part of that unit that was viewed as the best offensive line in the NFL. And now that he's declined, we feel like, man, you fell off a cliff. It's over. Get him out of here. But even his decline is still going to be better than, a good amount of people out here. And that's why we talked about in terms of his market and what people had a mock to make. It's like, yo, he probably could legit get something like that on the open market. So if he does go to Baltimore, as long as we're getting one of these higher end tackles, I'm fine with it because I'm saying to myself, all right, you're either going to be playing right tackle and we know who you're going against over on the right side. You're not going to be going to play left tackle. But if you did, I still like us over there as well, man. Either way, with TJ and Highsmith, that doesn't scare me. And that's from a pass blocking standpoint, which he does his best, right? That's his best thing he does right now. I'm definitely not worried about him in the run game. So for me, it's like Baltimore, you could take him, but it's more so we just feel like as long as we got our tackle position in order, I look at it like, man, this is the Trojan horse right here, man. You go over there and sabotage that O-line, make them think that you're a run blocker because they want to run the ball. And then you come and play us twice a year and we do what we do to you. And then from there, it's all good. He can come back, retire here, still, man. We all be throwing him parade and pet rally and stuff, man.
So he's secretly doing the Steelers' work while he's out there.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man. Go out here, just show him enough. Block really hard in practice. They be like, yo, he can move guys off the ball. He's a road grader. Yeah. And then game time, you're like, whoa. And then, come next year for the Ravens, they'll be picking early. Like, yo, we got to get a tackle. I'm like, yeah, good. All right. That's kind of how I think of it.
But, yeah. Well, let's say we don't draft a lineman early on, or maybe some of those top 5 or 6 tackles aren't there.
I'm not a fan of it. Now I need
Banner and Chooks then, or potentially if we get a guy in the second round. I don't know if it's going to be one of those top 5 or 6 guys.
That's my thing. Like, I understand we love the story. We love the upside of a Zach Banner. We love the upside potentially of a Chooks Okorafor. But neither one of those guys were better than Al as it stood today. You know what I mean? That's my thing. That's my biggest issue with it. 2 to 3 years, sure, we're taking those guys. But for 2021, are they going to be an upgrade over him? Because based on what we saw from the offensive line last year, I only want to go forward. I only want to upgrade. I don't want to go backwards. And that's my biggest fear when we start talking about some of these people where it's like they don't have a lot of experience. They don't have a lot of productivity. You're asking for a lot. That's my only thing, man.
With how this offseason has gone, this meeting may not mean much because we've seen Tyson Alualu. He's agreed to the Jaguars. We've seen Juju talk to the Chiefs and the Ravens.
Yeah, very
he's
true,
back
man.
With the Steelers. Vince Williams, we cut him. He's back. Yeah. So maybe it might not mean much. Maybe he's just exploring his options a little bit.
I'm gonna ask the people too, man. What do they think, man? Would they like my man to come back?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I was really against it whenever we thought his number was going to be over 10 million.
Yeah, because that's what they had him mocked at. Was it?
Because there's not many other good left tackles out there. At this point, there's no way you're getting 10 million. I'm thinking 3 million.
Unless it's somebody's voidable year deals. Which we have seen how those work out.
Right, it only may be $3 million against the cap. That's all we need, though.
Yeah, that's why they're like, we voidable year deals? I mean, is somebody else going to give him a voidable year deal? And that's the thing, too. We don't know the numbers in terms of when he's talking to Baltimore. And we don't know what other teams he's talked to thus far, right? Because that also plays a big factor in this. For Juju, we talked about the difference of the money and the narrative of he took less. We said incentive-based money versus guaranteed money, night and day. But when you looked at the offers that he had, all of the guaranteed money was right around the same.
It was within $1 million.
Yeah, so it makes sense to, okay, if we're going to do this, let me go with what I know. But if this money, and we're talking the difference of 4 and 5 million or 3 to 4 million, and it's legit, not incentive-based money, different conversation. I don't think we have that luxury of just, oh yeah, we can get him back for the cheap like this. If this team has a little bit more money, they're like, well, we got extra 10 mil to just throw out here. We'll just give him this money. That's where we really, would have an issue right there.
Do the Steelers even want him back, though?
That's the part, right?
Because the initial report, right as the season ended, it was literally a week afterwards. A report. I don't know if it was from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. I don't know who it was, but they said Steelers and Villanueva are parting ways.
I mean, you know who came in here after
and then we haven't heard anything since.
No. You broke the news. You had one of your funny dreams. when you do whatever you do before you go
Right.
to sleep, and then you had this dream that Al got a call from the Steelers and said, "Don't put your house on the market," because he said he had built the house in Florida, he was about to move, and he had put the house on the market. He said, "Yo, don't put the house on the market." You came in here and you was like, "Yo, I had this. I remember this happening." So
that's been the only thing since the end of the season.
So it's like, do they? I think they like him. They told him not to sell his house.
Yeah, if that's real, then
I'll be really upset if you tell me not to sell my house, but we don't get the numbers right. I'll be hot.
What happened? Jesse James or something going on with his house too?
Did he buy a house or did he sell a house?
I think he bought a house.
Or was that one of your dreams as well?
I think
he can't keep on. You
might have bought Villanueva's house, honestly.
Oh, Lord. I thought it was AB's house they bought, man. Just cut the grass.
Yeah, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
With him going to the Ravens, it just sucks to see someone in a Steelers uniform going to the rival team. That's kind of it. But in terms of on the field and our prospects for next season, I don't think it's the end of the world.
I just hope I mean, if it does happen, I hope it doesn't have the success like LJ. Remember LJ Fort, right? He was here in Pittsburgh. It's kind of like got some opportunities, kind of dented, kind of back and forth. We released him. He goes to Baltimore, second contract guy, has been one of their key defenders out there. I'm just like, all right, is this going to be the same type of scenario where one of our guys that we kind of view as down and we don't think he's like that anymore, he goes over there and now we got that issue? I just thinking about it, and let me check.
Right, it may have nothing to do with his actual production on the field.
It's just the perception of can that happen again?
Maybe it's just it's just forces that we're unaware of that are working against us.
All right, let me see what the people said, man. When I asked
just bad luck.
Let's see. The people said, "Nah, we good, fam." Shout out to Donald. Donald come, he had the crying emoji and everything in here. Ben Bro says, "I don't care if we keep him, but don't let him go to the Ravens." All right.
He's believing in that mojo.
I'm just saying, man. Mojo. Thomas says no. Michael said no. He looked hella soft. Vikesh says no. Steelers need to get Mike Munchak back. Ooh.
Sure. Yeah.
But we're high on Adrian Clem. We're going to let Adrian get his opportunity. We think that the pedigree, we talked about him, the pedigree that he has, we think that, him being in the system, but not necessarily being how Surratt was viewed by those guys, because obviously Surratt was the number 2 to Munchak for so long, and they saw him kind of grow up. Sometimes a little different in terms of how you respond to those type of guys, whereas Adrian, he obviously is going to get the remnants of the Munchak lineage because of Surratt, but different in terms of his relationship with those guys. So the respect factor is going to be a lot different. And now he's got to see how he can command those, or not command them, but how he can get those guys to respond to him.
And people are saying he was coaching up Dotson last year too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing. That's
absolutely,
a good sign.
Man. Absolutely. Let's see who else we have.
Dude,
man.
You know how I'm thinking about the whole Steeler Ravens thing?
What's up?
I'm thinking Mike Wallace too. He played good for them.
It made the 99-yard bomb on us, man. Playing man to man, cover one, backed up, knowing that man fast.
Yeah, he had a 1,000-yard year with them. That was whenever he was down and out too.
Mm-hmm. I remember. Yeah.
Miami gave up on him.
Mm-hmm. And we said going into the game, hey, he only has one trick. Runs really fast, vertical. All right, get hands on him at the line of scrimmage. Okay, safety. Cheat that way. Okay, I got you. All right, cool.
Who was it?
I'm not going there. Because it's my dog. It's my man.
We gotta check the play.
That's my man. But it's like, come on, bro.
It's one of the safeties.
What are we doing? God, back up that way, man. That way. Which, yeah, man. A lot of people, but as a whole, though, a lot of people, they're not feeling Al coming back, man. They question the man's toughness a little bit. And they also said Banner. They like Banner at left tackle. The intrigue around him, man. So, yeah. All right. I can respect that then.
Cool, yeah, I think it's fine. I
can respect that. Either way, like I said, as long as we draft one of these tackles first or early second round, I'm good. Anything after that, then it becomes more of an issue. But as long as that's not happening, I don't care if he goes.
But that's on us, though. It's not necessarily him going to the Ravens.
Correct.
Whenever we face the Ravens, he's going to be this X factor that's going to kill us or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're good, man.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
I think we're fine.
I'm with it. All right. So now, man, we get to the fun part, baby. Talk these QBs.
Whoa.
I'm ready to talk these QBs. You ready to talk these QBs, man?
I am, dude.
Okay, because that's what I want.
I don't even think I wrote them down. I don't even have them written down.
Okay. Go status then, man.
I don't need it.
Who cares then? Don't write them down.
Yeah.
Don't write them down. You think you bad?
I did.
Yeah. All right. So we go 5-5, 4-4, 3-3, 2. That's what we're gonna do?
Sure.
All right.
You go first.
All right, cool. For me at number 5, I got Trey Lance, man. I think that he is the most intriguing and the most dangerous. You watch him on tape, big, strong, fast, can run with the best of them, has a nice arm, mechanics. I would like to see him worked on a little bit more, but as a whole, I think a really good player. That's the upside. The scary part is playing in the FCS at North Dakota State, where even the teams that they're playing on just a week in and week out basis aren't the same caliber that he would typically see, in a conference like how JMU plays in the CAA, where it's just a lot more talented teams. Then you factor in that he played a year ago, but then only just had one game this season. And we said in that one game, it was against a little bit better competition, and it wasn't as dominant as it had looked before. So for me, even though I love, what I watch when you see him, he's just fun to watch. He's an exciting player. Just the thought process of, man, this guy is super unproven, not only from just the jump of FCS to NFL, but now you're also going to add in not a lot of football. I mean, what, 14 or no, excuse me, about 16, 17 games total right now. That makes me nervous. So that's why I have him at 5. 5 only because of experience. The talent is what keeps him in the top 5 today.
Sure, no, that's really fair. And he's going to go in the top 10 probably.
Absolutely.
Some people are saying the 49ers now.
I've seen it. It
was Mac Jones. Now it's 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I have him at number 5 too. And for all the same points too. It's just like, are we really ready to just go all in on this guy as the franchise quarterback? Top 10. Yeah. Now, it's different. Later first round, kind of like Jordan Love last year. If he's going to wait behind someone, that could happen. And even like Colin Kaepernick, whenever he came in after Alex Smith, like he waited a year or two. Like that might be the play with Trey Lance. Just at this point with the other quarterbacks that are available, I think they're a little bit more pro-ready and can start and play pretty well. Well, who knows? Trey Lance could too. That's the thing.
Well, yeah.
I mean, being honest with you, like all this is just like a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
You could probably say the same things about like Josh Allen or Carson Wentz, some of these other dudes that are in these smaller schools. Yeah. Like I like it. Like I'm seeing a lot of these good things. The arms there. I like the mobility, but will it translate to the NFL? Josh Allen, it took him actually like a couple years where you're like, holy hell, he's the Buffalo Bills franchise quarterback. So with any of these, it's like, dude, we might not know.
I just wanted to tell you, man, I love your growth, bro.
What do you?
Holy
I got
cow.
nothing against Josh Allen.
Holy cow. I never thought I would consistently just hear those words flow out your mouth like that. I'm sorry, y'all know I'm black and gold to the day I die. Y'all know this. All right. But I already told y'all. That's my side. That that's my first girl. You know what I mean? That she got me prepared for my marriage.
we saw what happened when we got bounced, dude. We saw it hurt. It really hurt. It really hurt.
So forgive me for getting excited when you said that the Buffalo Bills had a franchise quarterback, Josh Allen, because I remember we were going to war here some days behind that, man. We went to war.
I was wrong.
Sweat, yelling back and forth. Like,
I don't have anything to hold on to about that take. Like that was just wrong. It was wrong.
I appreciate you though, man.
But dude, maybe it could be the same thing with Trey Lance.
Seriously,
it sucks because it's just like you're almost giving up on your own take, saying like, oh, who knows what's gonna happen, but. I mean, that's really the case with, especially quarterbacks, dude. It is. It's like 50-50.
Well, and that's what I have to say, man. What's the likelihood of all 5 of these quarterbacks actually being franchise caliber not just starters, franchise guys? And we said what a franchise quarterback is. When you think of your Josh Allens, we obviously said Ben Brady. Those are like your franchise caliber guys. The likelihood of all 5 of these guys getting drafted, becoming that, we know it's less than 50%. It doesn't happen. I mean, you just look at the history of first-round draft pick quarterbacks and how many of them become franchise quarterbacks. It's not a lot of them. Like you're always, hoping and wishing, flipping a coin. It just is what it is. So a lot is just to basically say, like, your sentiment, what you were saying at the end about, man, I feel like I'm shooting down my own argument. You're not. It's just the reality of it. It's the facts associated with it.
I feel weak by doing it, though.
But it's the facts associated with it.
You know how sports is. It's like, this guy's going to be it. I promise you he's going to be the guy.
Yeah, but it's just like, we how many times we hear people say that, and then they're constantly coming back saying, all right. Well, some of them say, all right, they were wrong. Other ones, they just keep going with it until it eventually something hits, and then they're like, I told you. It's like, bro, stop it. You're lying to yourself. You know what I mean? So
I'm not as invested in the quarterbacks. I think that's what it is, because I know Steelers were good. Like, if we were looking for a guy, I'd probably, like, dig a little deeper and say, like, this is the guy we have to pick.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I feel the same thing about the running backs, though. Maybe I'm kind of off on that because with the running backs, I'm like, we could go with any of the top three guys.
Yeah, I think, man, as long well, it's easier, like I said, because we don't need a quarterback right now in terms of this year's draft. But with the running back, I think because we know we're still going to have the opportunity to get at least one of our top three guys.
Maybe it's the position too.
It changes, and we don't value running back the same as how we value quarterback.
Yeah.
Or I think if it was like left tackle, even though we still technically need a left tackle, it's like we still already have somebody on the roster, worst case, that we feel good about in terms of Zach Banner. So I think even that kind of changed that dynamic of just why we talk about the way we talk about these guys right now. Man.
Sure. So I'm with you, Trey Lance at 5.
All right.
4.
So now at no, you said Trey at 4?
No, I got him at 5.
Yeah, okay. I had him
at
5. Okay, so now for me at number 4, this is why I have Mac Jones.
Whoa.
I love his game. You know that. But this is my problem. This is my biggest issue with Mac Jones.
Okay.
It's super hard to evaluate him. In terms of, I watch his tape, I watch Trevor Lawrence tape, I watch Justin Fields tape, I watch Zach Wilson, I watch all these guys tape. And the difference between his tape versus everyone else's, his wide receiver talent. It was just gross, bro. I know we tried to say Clemson with Trevor that first year, and I'm with you, but it was not looking like, bro, I'm watching Alabama. I'm just like, I'm trying to find just a contested throw, and it's like the majority of them is 2 to 3 yards separation.
He throws some dots, though.
No, but that's why I have him still in my top 5. Because it's
77% completion.
It's easy when you see how wide open these guys are.
I get it, but I thought he was hitting everyone in stride, or if it was contested,
so
it was on the money. But
go ahead. You gonna go. You gonna get your chance. Yeah, you get your chance.
I think I'm good, actually.
You get your chance, man. But the thing is this, man, in terms of contested throws, sure, on a highlight, you might have 7 of them up there, but I want to see it more consistent. The flip side, you look at Zach Wilson, 90% of Zach Wilson's throws, highly contested on the money. Darts, night and day from what we saw with Mac Jones. Mac Jones, he's hitting guys in stride, but when a guy's running 4 yards by himself, you better be able to hit these guys in stride. So that's why for me, I have him at 4 because I need to know, can you throw NFL open? NFL open isn't 4 yards. NFL open is right here. I'm touching you, and you got to put it over there. I haven't seen it consistently enough from him because he hasn't had to. I mean, when you got Devontae Smith over here, you got Jalen Waddle over here, you got whoever you want to have, this guy and that guy. It's just like, it's got too much out here. So that's ultimately why I have him at 4.
Is it Tua that concerns you? Like coming out of Alabama, anything like that?
I don't care. What is Tua or any other prospect have to do with these? Like, that's another thing I always get mad about when I hear people say, well, what about the last quarterback that came from there? What they got to do with this guy? If that's the case, we would never hear about a Carson Wentz. If that's the case, we would have never heard about the first guy, or we would have never got a Ben Roethlisberger, right? Because who was the last good quarterback from Miami of Ohio? You know what I mean? Like, we would never go that route if that was the case. So that's why for me, I don't really care who came out of there before. I'm caring about this guy right here. Every year, every play, I look at them as like their own individual situation. Like, I don't want to carry the baggage of a year ago, because if that's the case, we could go down the list of a lot of schools' track records, and we're going to be saying to ourselves, well, probably shouldn't take that guy because that guy over there, he wasn't good, when he came out. And who knows what the circumstances were surrounding him,
All right, so my number 4 is Zach Wilson, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I've heard about him is that he's amazing. He's the next Patrick Mahomes. He's the next Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And I get it. He throws a good ball. At the same time, I'm watching these highlights, and there's something missing. I don't know what it was. And it's not missing in the Justin Fields highlights, even the Mac Jones or the Trevor Lawrence. Maybe it's because they are playing for the better teams. Whatever it is, maybe it's because the ESPN announcers are going a little bit more crazy. I have no clue. But something about Zach Wilson's, I'm like...
Hey, first off, don't be coming at my announcers for the BYU games. One of my dogs, former teammate, one of my OGs, Kirk Morrison, he's a part of the ESPN broadcast that calls these Mountain West games, all right? And I personally tune in because I like to hear my dog speak, all right? So don't be coming at that. Now he don't get as hyped as like what you hear on these bigger networks. I'm with you on that. But still, you better tune in some of this Thursday night football, man. Come on, bro. That Jamie coming on 11:30 at night. I'm like, yeah, I need something to go to sleep to.
I don't know what it is, dude. I'm fine with him. I just don't see the hype to where they're saying he's like the number 1 QB prospect in this draft. And you're right. I saw a lot of good throws, actually, like on the money, and some of them were contested where I actually had to take a step back and say, this guy's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just something about Mac Jones, Justin Fields, and Trevor Lawrence that I like better than him. That's all.
Okay. I like it.
I can't put words to it. I mean, I think what people are really excited about with him is like that pro day throw,
Yeah.
how he's able to move his arm in different directions. He is a little bit mobile, but I don't know, dude. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
This is just gut feeling though. I like the other three prospects better than him.
I like it. So for me, then at number 3, this is why I have Zach Wilson. I think that number 1, he's a very underrated runner. You watch him, he's stepping around some people out there. I did like that a lot, but obviously the level of competition is different. I mean, he's going against Navy. What was that saying? Utah State. I think one of them teams up there. Like, it's a little bit different, but the flip side, and I think this is what you were talking about in terms of the highlight, right? Because I kind of had that same feeling, like, man, I like his highlight, but it's something off. You don't have the explosive touchdown plays like you're seeing with the other guys. Yeah. But that goes back to what I was saying with the receivers. Think about how many times we watch Trevor Lawrence, we watch Mac Jones and Justin Fields. They're hitting a guy 20 yards or 30 yards, and then that guy takes off for the rest. You know what I mean? Or he makes a guy miss, especially to Alabama. You watch Alabama, these dudes are just doing freaky stuff. Or even when you was watching Trevor Lawrence when he was throwing to T. Higgins, it's like, bro, this is crazy. With Zach had good receivers for his level, but them guys aren't even close to, what those other guys have. So he's putting balls perfectly placed, sometimes in double coverage or at least very tight coverage. But that's why I said I'm high on him, because all of those throws translate to Sunday. Because 90% of the time when you're throwing the ball in the NFL level, it looks like where he was doing in terms of the windows. And that's why I'm a lot more confident in terms of his ability to throw the ball at this level. Now, the biggest thing that I want to see is how is he going to respond to the better defenders?
And, or even big moments, too.
Right, because we haven't seen that, right? Yeah. You're playing at BYU. It's not going to be the same as when it's Monday Night Football and this is the Pittsburgh Steelers you're playing against or the Ravens. Like, how do you handle that? And even though from a size standpoint, it says in 6'3", we both said he still kind of looks short.
He looks like 6 foot, man.
Right, and I want to see, okay, how does that translate? Because we've had successful, right? Yeah, we've seen shorter quarterbacks be successful. We don't have to go down the list of them, but there's a reason why the majority of the leagues the majority of quarterbacks in the NFL that are successful are taller, because you have these big offensive linemen and you need to be able to see. Without that, you have to move the pocket. We talk about with Baker how, man, you got to get him out the pocket. We talked about with Drew Brees, they want to open up the middle of the field for him to see. The thing that we would always say when you're playing against him, you want to have D linemen that can just keep that pressure in his face so that way he can't see over the line. And teams that have done that, he struggled against them. So that's why it is important where it's like, man, is this guy really 6 foot or is he really 6'3"? Like I said, on tape, he looks shorter than 6'3". But I still can't take away from what I see with his arm, though. And that's ultimately why I have him as the third best quarterback.
Yeah, sure. I have nothing against that. Maybe it is my whole thing of like, I need to see the big moments. And I saw this from the first 3 quarterbacks that I have on my list.
Very true.
And I don't think there's enough there's like Zach Wilson's upside obviously is probably higher than Mac Jones. Now, I don't know if it's higher than Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence, though. I think they're kind of like all in that range.
I agree, yeah.
But yeah, in terms of Mac, I've seen it with Mac Jones, though, dude.
Yeah,
and that's and so I have him at 3. And one of the things I like about him, I don't know if it's just maybe I'm going based off other people's comparisons, but they say Tom Brady, and
I love how he moves.
His throwing motion does look like Tom Brady, dude. And like you said, even how he moves in the pocket, he shuffles really good. Big moments in the playoffs, so you can't take that away from him. I don't think there's anything about his game that you can knock outside of just he's almost like a throwback, and like everyone's looking to the next style of quarterback like Mahomes, like what Zach Wilson can bring to the table. So that's all it is for me. Maybe I'm just old school in my thinking a little bit with it.
Well, I'm not opposed to you being old school in your thinking. Trust me, I've been torn. You saw you got a little glimpse of my list beforehand.
I know you flipped it on me.
I've switched my list probably 3 or 4 times, mainly because of those guys right there: Mac Jones, Trey Lance, and Zach Wilson. Like, to me, depending on what day it is, I can make a case of why I like this guy a little bit better than that guy on that day. When I made my list 2-3 days ago, it was drastically different in terms of how those 3 guys rated. But watching it again today, I'm like, no, I feel like this is how it should be. So, yeah, I don't think you can go like I said, it's a coin flip with any of those guys.
I like those top 4,
but I still feel confident in them. Like I said, to me, the top 4 minus Trey Lance, I feel super confident in. It's just with Trey Lance, the lack of experience, the lack of just playing time, and the difference in level of competition. That all, just kind of weighs into this thing. But now for number 2, I got Justin Fields. I'm not one of these guys who are going to talk myself out of the Justin Fields thing. We said how this guy goes from being the number 2 rated quarterback to now you talking about he might not be top 10. Like, it's like, come on, man. We don't have time for all this nonsense. You watch the tape, the kid can run, he can throw, shows up in big moments, leadership. I mean, everything you're looking for, loves the game. I'm cool on it. Like, that's the guy. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too. Extremely accurate, like down the field, like big throws, big moments. Yeah. And whenever I was doing some of the research for this, everyone's talking up Zach Wilson, man. I'm like, okay, I'll believe you. I'll believe you. I checked the tape. Yeah, he's fine. I'm like, was I missing something on Justin Fields whenever I watched him a couple games throughout the season? Where I'm like, is this guy in competition with Trevor Lawrence? Because I really think he's that good. And then I checked again. I'm like, no, I wasn't missing anything. Now people are just really nitpicking stuff and going crazy.
It's crazy.
So I was listening to Chris Sims. He said with Justin Fields, one of his main things was he's really a one-read quarterback. But then, hold on, hear me out on this. But this is why it's crazy, because I think it's just nitpicking and maybe even lacking context. Where I listened to another guy talking about Justin Fields. He's like, Ohio State system, they do wide receiver options and reads.
What it is.
So it makes it so much more confusing for the quarterback.
So, but if you're watching and you don't understand that, you look at it as one read because he's locked in on this guy, but he's really reading the option. It's no different than what Brady was doing for a while when it was Wes Welker and Edelman, right? Where they're going to run an option route. If you have inside leverage, that guy's going to come right at you, burst, and run away. If you got outside leverage, he's going to come at you, chop, 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 burst, and go across you. And the quarterback has to sit there and just, all right, which way is he going? And then react. Ryan Fitzpatrick and Stevie Johnson in Buffalo used to do it a lot there as well. Stevie was a 1,000-yard receiver, 3 years in a row, running that same thing. And Fitz was lighting it up in Buffalo, running that same style. But at times, you're just going to be sitting here like, all right, what we looking like? So that's why for me, I'm like, I don't really like that knock. And we also felt that at times, like, the criticism for Justin wasn't right. I mean, they talked about his work. They talked about, like, overall if he had character issues and all these other things. And now
I don't know where the hell that's coming from.
And then guys like they had to come back and do public apologies and backtrack. But it's just like once you put that type of information out there, now you see, like, how we always say this all the time, right? You throw that fake news out there quick or that lie out there, man, everybody's gonna hear that and run with it. Then when you come back and backtrack and apologize, no one even talks about that. So all the criticism that Justin Fields was getting during that time was like, bro, none of this is accurate. None of this is facts. Like, where do you come up with this nonsense? But that's kind of why they've made it so, okay, well, I think I like Zach Wilson a little bit better than Justin Fields now. I think I want Mac Jones instead of him. He's like, bro, you weren't saying that. You watched the tape. You're not saying that. Like, this is the guy right here.
Yeah, he can move like Cam Newton, it looks like, but then kind of better in the pocket. And I think he has better touch on his passes, too.
I agree.
I'm trying to think of anything else. And going back to the leadership, though, if anything, I've always thought he was a leader. He was the one pushing for the Big Ten to come back, which I was really impressed with. I'm like, damn, this is cool. Yeah. He's trying to lead the charge, get football back. So I was all about that too. Yeah, I'm good with Justin Fields, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm good with him at 2. I mean, that was the conversation earlier in the season, and I'm good with it now.
Yeah. And then I feel like we all got the same number 1 guy.
No, not some people. They got Zach Wilson, dude.
Oh, no. And even in this chat, it's some difference as well. So we're going to get to that in a second. But
I got nothing against Zach Wilson. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm a firm believer in, all right, I know what I've seen with this guy for the past how many years. It's a proven prospect. I know what this is. There is no debate. We knew what he was going to be from the time we saw him whoop up on Alabama in that first national championship game. Trevor Lawrence. You watch his tape, he looks like the perfect prospect. I mean, he's tall, he can throw, he can run, he takes the tough hits, he's played in the big moments as a young guy and even as a slightly older guy. It's never too big for him. And then I love the comment where he was honest and he's like, man, I've never felt like a chip was on my shoulder. They told me I've been great since I was 14. This is what I do. I love that energy because, hey, if you got to be the man, I want you to be the man. If you need to find that energy from some underdog being cool, but at the same time, being on top for that long, it's tough. So even with that, I'm like, man, I don't look at that as a negative. I know some people try to spin it as a negative, but to me, I'm like, man, this dude, you watch him play the game and it shows preparation, it shows love, it shows passion. I don't need to watch him and what he does in the offseason or what he does on Monday through Friday when I can watch him on tape and see, this is a guy that's prepared. This isn't a guy that's out here throwing bad interceptions. This isn't a guy out here that looks like he's not prepared or looks out of shape or whatever else negative thing we can say about him. This guy looks like he's the perfect prospect. So I'm not about to come up here and act crazy, now that we, 2 weeks away from the draft? Nah, man, we rolling with the man. Give me Trevor.
Yeah, some people are saying that Zach Wilson's arm technique or throwing motion's a little bit better. It's a little tighter. It's like perfect and stuff. And Trevor Lawrence's maybe could use some work. It's like, dude, I mean, come on. I don't care about this shit.
After seeing
do I want you tomorrow in a big game?
Right.
I want Trevor Lawrence. Out of all these guys, I want Trevor Lawrence.
No debate. Like, after seeing
if it's close enough, yeah, exactly.
Phillip Rivers is going to be a Hall of Famer. He has one of the ugliest releases of all time. I don't care about your release. Just get the job done. Can you?
If it's
close, and
if it's good, I mean, from everything I know, Trevor Lawrence release is fine. So if it's not perfect, it doesn't have to be. Like, you can work on that. Aaron Rodgers, his was shit coming out of college. He held the ball up like way above his helmet.
I don't care about any of that.
Yeah,
he was still lighting it up in college, was he not?
He was.
He's still good. He was good.
But you could fix that stuff easily, man.
Absolutely, bro. That doesn't bother me, man. And like you said, Trevor's definitely isn't broke. Looks fine.
No.
But anywho, let's
see.
Yeah,
our lists were close. We just flipped Mac and Wilson then.
All right, so let's check out what the chat says.
I keep wanting to say like Kyle Wilson or like Zach Williams with Zach Wilson, dude.
Yeah,
that name.
All right, so Cole says he has Kellen Mond.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
he's really good
as well. Trey Lance at 4, Zach Wilson at 3, Justin Fields at
Mac.
2,
wow.
Trevor at 1.
The disrespect to Mac, dude.
Parentheses, I don't mess with Mac Jones. That's what he says.
The disrespect is real, dude. That's unreal.
All right, Thomas, he says hot take. He has Zach Wilson at 5.
Whoa.
Mac Jones at 4. Trey Lance at 3.
Whoa.
Trevor Lawrence at 2. Justin Fields at 1.
Whoa.
All right. Let's see. Vikesh, he says Kellen Mond at 5. Mac Jones at 4. Zach Wilson at 3. Justin Fields at 2. And then Trevor at 1. All right. Oh, I got a whole new update just popped through here. Wait a minute. All right. Let me get my spot back. Here we go right here. All right. And then Ultimate Elite, he says Trey Lance at 5, Mac Jones at 4, Justin Fields at 3, Trevor Lawrence at 2, Zach Wilson at 1.
You know what? I'd love to see it happen like this. That's just crazy though.
And then here's another one. From Eli. Eli says Mac Jones at 5, Justin Fields at 4, Trey Lance at 2. Trey Lance at 3. Trevor Lawrence at 2.
I can't believe
Zach
this,
Wilson
dude.
at 1, bro.
I'm just stunned. Man. I'm stunned. I don't get it, dude. I really don't. Who have we seen this with? We've seen it with Trubisky. He's one of those guys. Yeah. I mean, it seems like Wilson has more upside than Trubisky because how he can move.
That's funny. And Trubisky. That's definitely
some of the arm angles. But dude, they had Deshaun Watson in that draft, and he got picked at 23 or 24. Trubisky somehow slowly is just moving up the board, and all of a sudden he's drafted number 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Jeez, dude.
Make that.
Who's the number 1 pick?
Oh, in that draft?
Maybe he was the number 1 quarterback.
I gotta think. What year? Because
hold on, let's see. I'll check.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head.
But yeah, Deshaun Watson was in that draft. Was
because Mahomes is later on. Yeah, Mahomes was in that he was draft. After all those guys. So he was at the 10, end of it. Yeah.
And Deshaun Watson was 23 or 24. Well, let me check. Trubisky draft. Because that's what I'm thinking with Zach. Well, as much as
you might be right, you might
just see this stuff. All right, here it is. Myles Garrett was first.
That's what. Okay.
So I think Trubisky was the first quarterback. Yeah, he was. He was number 2. And then we go down. Oh, Deshaun Watson was 12. I'm sorry. I thought it was in the 20s. I guess the Texans traded up. Mahomes was 10. Jeez. Still, to take Trubisky.
What quarterbacks did
over Watson at the time? Mahomes was an unknown.
But Mahomes, but Watson was coming from Clemson. We knew Clemson. Yeah.
So that's one. Could we be saying the same thing?
Because that was right after he had lit it up against Bama, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 2 crazy playoffs. Right. I think he lost one, but won another one. To just have Trubisky move up the board like that. Am I getting similar vibes here? I'm just throwing it out there.
It could.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm not opposed to said vibes right there, man. If that is the case.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
I like it though, man. So those are our top 5 right there.
Yeah.
All right.
We got anything else?
Yeah. We got one less, man. One left, man. Little hot topic, little spiciness. Vegas setting the over under for Steelers wins this year at 9 games. How you feeling about that, man? How you actually I gotta make sure I ask the people how they feeling about that too, man. Turns the over under 9 games. Yeah, let's ask them, man. You talk, matter of fact, man. Yeah, I'm tripping out right here. I want to hear from you.
On the 9 wins?
Yeah, absolutely. 9 wins. You like that? You don't like that, man?
Well, I'm taking the over. Maybe I like it from a betting standpoint because I know I'm going to win when I take the over because we're going to win. We're going to win double-digit games this year. I have no doubt in my mind we're going to be bouncing back. You add the game. That's the thing too. You add the game, and we're going to have 3 less wins than last year. Come on. So 10-7. So that's 17 games. 10-7.
That sounds so weird.
That's only.
Said that I was like, yo, what are you talking?
That's only 3 games above 500.
Oh.
That's doable. Like we're at least gonna do that.
Right?
Yeah, we're at least gonna do that.
So if you don't go 10-7, 9-8, that don't even sound right. Ew.
No, yeah. So I'm taking the over for sure. Stephen A. brought this up, man. This is what kind of sparked it. He was bringing up good points. I mean, the defense. As much as we're gonna be missing Bud Dupree, we're gonna be getting Devin Bush back. Minka Fitzpatrick's in his prime. We got Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, borderline defensive player of the year. Yeah, we're missing Steven Nelson, but, do we believe in Pierre? Do we believe in Justin Lane? I don't think the defense, whenever you compare it to the end of last year, is going to be worse. If anything, I think it's going to be better coming in at full health. And then the offense, I think the offense is only going to get better too, especially when you compare it to the end of last season.
Especially with the draft, as long as, like I said, the draft goes how we're thinking.
We finished 12-4. We won the AFC North. Do you believe in the Browns? Like, they're talented, but when have they ever showed you any form of consistency within their organization? So I think they're going to take a step back. I don't think Baltimore's necessarily getting any better. They made some nice moves, but and then the Bengals, they have some upside. Same thing, though. Same thing we talk about any of these prospects. It's upside. I haven't seen the Bengals really do it consistently either. So I'm going with the Steelers, man. 12 or 13 wins at least.
Okay. I like it.
I feel bad for like they're gonna be losing some money off Steeler fans. We're gonna take the over on that.
I would say, man, 9 wins. I feel like you got to take the over. Even if this is just a regular 16-game season, I still think they're a 10-11 win team. It just is what it is. I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders, but I think that they're right in that mix. No different than what we said the Colts were a year ago. If they won 12 games, it wouldn't surprise me. If they won 10 games, it wouldn't surprise me. I think that that's going to be their range. So for me, I definitely like the over in this, man. You're going to add an extra game? Yeah, give me the over. It's 9 games. It's 9. We're good for 9. I feel like we're guaranteed good for 9. Well, first off, we're going to have to get 9 because we also know that Coach Tom doesn't have losing seasons. So we can't go 8-8 no more. Yeah. It's impossible. Can't go 8-8 no more. So he's got to get at least 9. I'm going with over, baby.
Yeah.
Because Coach Tom don't lose at the NFL level. He only wins.
Yeah, I don't know why they said. I mean, they put a low number on us last year too. I think it was around 9.
Yeah.
I think it was 8 or 9. Yeah.
The disrespect. Why they trying us all the time?
It's fine. Like I said, it's gonna help us win money.
Always trying us, ESPN and all these other networks. Why they want to try us, man?
Yeah.
9 wins.
I mean, it's gonna help us win money. It's gonna help the Steelers fans put some extra green in our pockets. But
I feel like a lot of people are agreeing with us too, man.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot of 11s, 10s. 9s, 11s, 12s. Yeah.
I don't think it's a debate that we're going to make the playoffs next year. I mean, you add the extra team to the playoffs, so it's going to be 7. Now the extra game, you're saying 9 wins, we'll be fine.
Got to get the 9 wins. Let me make sure we got everybody in here. Everybody said over. Yeah. I'm trying to see, did anyone say any unders? I don't see any. No. I like the confidence. Everybody seems pretty confident in us right now. Yeah, winning a minimum of 10, high of 14. Okay.
Sure.
I could get it. All right. Yeah. So, looks like everybody's on with us then, man.
Sure.
I like it, baby.
You got anything else?
I don't, man. Do you? Any more hot topics? What you got? Anything spicy?
I don't have a hot topic, but it is Troy Polamalu's birthday.
It is, man.
You got a favorite play? Is it too easy?
I was gonna say, is the AFC Championship that's the one, right? I feel like that's the go-to for everyone.
It's between that or the Chargers one where he goes one-handed in the snow, and you're just
crazy.
Like, how the hell did he catch that?
Like those, because of the impact, the significance, just the craziness of them. But then I also like when he does the old school, just jumping over the line of scrimmage, like seeing how, like, how smart he was to know that even though I'm a deep half or deep third defender, knowing that if this is a running play right here, and it's an 80% chance that they're gonna run this ball right here, and him first of all having the confidence to walk down there from the deep third to right over the center, I'm like, bro, I don't have the guts for that. No. And then because he knows that they're not gonna be able to account for him because of the protection, I'm like, that's next level. That's way ahead of the time, man, in terms of secondary guys understanding blocking protections and run schemes and stuff like that. And then, like I said, just sometimes the freaky athletic ability to just jump legit over the line of scrimmage and make a crazy sack. Like, I love that, man.
Yeah,
what about you, bro?
Yeah, you got to go with the 8.
That's tough. What I'm just like, bro, it's so many of those type of plays. Like, all right, well, what about some variety? I guess that one.
Yeah, because you're right. You could go with some of the line jumps that he had, and then also there's quite a few just crazy ass picks that he has in the back of the secondary where he's like one handing it. I think it was a Titans game.
You
Titans
see the hair just flying out there and everything, man.
Yeah, I gotta go AFC Championship, dude. It's too easy, but you got to do that one.
I was like,
for the impact.
Yeah, I mean everything that what was on the line for that. Like, come on, bro, this is crazy.
I won't forget where I was when that happened, but also just that Chargers pick though that I was talking about in the snow. The one I remember jumping out. I'm like, what the hell? And then to see the replay, you're just like looking. Wait, I think he caught that. Like it took you like 3 takes, and then you're finally like, he caught this.
This is nuts. Like I said, I just love my first year here in Pittsburgh. Watch him out there at practice. He got his little soft turf shoes on. Sometimes he's been sneakers. And he's just jogging out there. Everybody's going full speed. Pass right there is caught. We're like, yo, who caught that? Troy just hit you with. He just point. Give a little nod. Like, all right. Play happens over here. They throw the ball in practice. It's caught over here. You're like, yo, whoa. What's the coverage, man? Get over there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, run the play. He's just with the little. He points to it. Get a little nod. And you're like, bro, what is going on? And then you get to Sunday. And every pass that was caught in practice that he pointed at, he's over here decapitating this guy, PBU, this guy, wild man fly, just kill this guy over here. You're like, I see. You trying to keep us alive so we can make it to Sunday. I got you. That's why you're pointing. I respect it. I've only seen one person do that. I haven't seen any other player at the professional level be able to just go through practice every day, just jog, point, and then get to Sunday and legit be just terrorizing people. It's one of them things. He's one of those guys. That's why he's called Baby Jesus. It is who it is. That's who he is. So, yeah, man. TP the man.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, TP. Happy birthday, baby.
40th.
Happy birthday. 40th. That's the milestone. Over the hill, right? Is what they say? Over the hill?
I guess.
As a Hall of Famer now, too, huh?
Yeah.
This is his first Hall of Fame birthday.
It's tough for me to compute in my brain, honestly. He's 40. Jeez, oh man.
He's 40. Yeah.
Ben's almost 40.
I'm about to say I'm doing the math. Like, that's a don't. Yeah, we're gonna leave them 40s alone. I don't want none of that. Lord. Oh. But anywho, we're gonna get up out of here before we turn 40 up here, man. We up here for a little while right now, man.
Sure.
So with that being said, man, shout out to everybody that's been tuning in, man. We appreciate y'all greatly. Hope you're enjoying the content. And until next time, baby.
Peace.